My father was drunk. He came in the room and got aggressive with me too. I just wanted it all over with. I wanted to go into a counselor's office. I wanted the counselor to make it all go away.
This fire was so intense that it actually damaged some nearby homes as well as damaging some of the fire trucks. That's how strong this heat was. At least 2 buildings in the complex were destroyed and several others were damaged. About 40 to 50 people were evacuated from their homes, but they have since returned home now. Firefighters stayed outside of this building because they knew that it was vacant and the risk of them going inside was too great for their safety. There were also several explosions that we heard throughout the night, and so that was another reason for firefighters to make sure that they stayed from the outside and fought this fire from the outside. This is the International Automotive Components Complex, which was once owned by Lear. It's now a Carlisle Events property, and a spokesperson for the company says they had contractors in as recently as yesterday.
When he went to go back across the 2-lane road, he was struck by a car. His stepdad heard the commotion and went outside.
I looked out and I was like, oh, there's been an accident, but my kids are safe because they're on the school bus, which was parked behind the body. And then I noticed there was my son's shoes in the road. And then, so I was like, they're not safe. So I went down and held him, and he never moved. I rubbed his head and I said the Lord's Prayer, and the last word that came out of my mouth, he quit breathing.
To get one report of a serious crime from over a weekend is not necessarily like you'd set out of the ordinary, but to get 5 of them at one time from one weekend is especially disturbing. One of those crimes happened Saturday morning in the 2000 block of North 2nd Street. That's right across the street from the governor's mansion. That's where a woman was walking out of her apartment Saturday morning when she was confronted by a man with a gun who reportedly forced her back inside of her apartment, bound her wrists and covered her face with a jacket, and then ransacked her apartment. And 2 hours later, she was able to break free and call police. And on Friday night, a similar scenario. 2 men attacked a woman who was walking along Briggs Street, which is near the Capitol building.
Without warning, Trazo's dog took off into the darkness.
He's a very strong dog.
When the motion light came on, there it was.
Saw the bear. He was walking down between the 2 clotheslines. I couldn't tell how big, but I know it was a big bear. I told my wife that the rear end part looked like it was about yay big, so it was a big bear.
They yelled at the officer, we're being shot at, let us in. The officer did let them in. Then take a look at this video, which we're going to show you. This is video of the same people who were told were persons of interest being taken out. Cops immediately responded to the second call of shots fired only an hour after the initial shooting happened. There were about 6 cop cars that came up.
As she looks at her mantle, now filled with sympathy cards, Annette Hoy says she can only hope that one day she will see the estimated $20,000 from her husband's group life insurance policy that Tad still owes her.
I don't know how people can be so cruel to put other people through this just so they get money in their pockets.
That's it, Charlie. Good.
Just by looking at him on the track, you can never tell that 13-year-old Charlie Phillips has special needs. His mom, Tina of Middletown, says Charlie was born with some of his organs in the wrong places. He even stopped breathing. But doctors brought him back, and so far, he's lived a life his mother could have never imagined.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing to us. We've never expected or anticipated him to do as well as he had.
I walked over far enough to see a body laying there, and I just didn't want to see any more.
McIntyre then called 911. He's been very shaken up ever since.
I don't know what happened. It's just, I don't know.
According to the state, on any given day, there are about 20,000 children in the foster care system. And statistics show for most families looking to adopt, the younger, the better, which often leaves teens desperate.
It's all about the number 18. You see, when foster care teens hit that magic number, family or no family, they're no longer on the state's list. So unless they ask for help, it's as if their names simply disappear.
CBS 21 News photojournalist Momin Bhatti tried to get answers from TAD's CEO, John Walton.
Mr. Walton, what do you want to say to your employees?
We're working on the situation.
Yeah, especially the ones that haven't been paid. Any comment for that? You can't touch me, sir.
You get out my way, though.
You can't touch me.
You can't block my way.
I'm not blocking your way. We're walking together.
This makeshift memorial of balloons and other keepsakes has clearly become an important place, to some even more so than others.
I will miss you, Dad. Rest in peace.
Life changed overnight for the Murphy brothers, 8-year-old Malik and 12-year-old Malachi. It was their dad, 31-year-old Clayton White, who died here.
He's talking about changing his life, doing well, and coming out here, seeing his kids. And the fact that this happened to him, I don't know.
Malachi Murphy tells CBS 21 News he was looking forward to spending more time with his dad. Now he has something else to look forward to.
Because, I'm the oldest out of my brothers and sisters, all of my siblings. There's 10 of us. I'm going to let them know that I'm here. I'm not going to try to take my dad's place, but I'm going to try to be the bigger brother and try to do what's best for my brothers and sisters.